Science in Sleeping, the sleeping giants of space, science of cosmic stillness, asterisk, welcome back to Science in Sleeping. It's wonderful to have you here again. Whether you've joined me to unwind after a long day, or to drift peacefully into dreams, you've found your quiet place among the stars. Tonight, we're drifting far beyond our planet, past the shimmering dust of our solar system, and into the vast unknown spaces of the cosmos. Our destination is mysterious, immense, and utterly silent, the realm of the sleeping giants of space. The black holes, guardians of gravity, keepers of stillness, and silent conductors of the universe's rhythm. I hope that as you listen tonight, you'll let your mind loosen its grip on the day. You don't need to stay awake. You don't even need to remember anything you hear. Let the words simply flow over you like a tide, carrying away the noise, the tension, the lists, and the worries that followed you here. Here in Science, in Sleeping, you can rest without guilt. You're still learning, still exploring, but in a way that soothes instead of strains. Tonight's story is a blend of science and serenity, a journey through facts softened into calm, through wonder slowed into rhythm. Before we begin, I'd love to know where you're listening from and what time it is where you are. Maybe it's late at night, and you're lying on your back in a quiet room. Or maybe you're watching from another part of the world where the sun has just begun to set. Whatever time it is, whatever kind of day you've had, you're welcome here. You've made it to a safe space, a place where curiosity rests beside comfort. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Feel your body settle into the bed beneath you, the pillow beneath your head, and the gentle rhythm of your breath. There's nothing left to do now. No deadlines, no decisions, no scrolling, just stillness, and the soft hum of the universe beyond as we drift together into the cosmic dark. Imagine yourself floating just above the earth, watching the blue marble shrink behind you as stars begin to shimmer brighter and closer, each one a distant sun, each one surrounded by its own mysteries, and far away beyond the reach of ordinary light lie the black holes, those vast, invisible hearts of gravity. They don't shine, they don't glow, they simply are, peaceful, powerful, forever resting at the center of creation. In this episode, we'll explore what these cosmic giants truly are, how they form, how they sleep, and why they're far more peaceful than their fearsome reputation suggests. We'll wander through the science of cosmic stillness, learning how time slows near their edges, how sound fades into nothing, and how stillness itself might be the universe's most powerful force. So as you settle in, allow yourself to be guided not by effort, but by ease. Let the story move slowly, like a lullaby sung by the stars. If you fall asleep halfway through, that's perfectly okay. It means the universe is doing its work, helping your mind find quiet, helping your body find peace. Now, find your most comfortable position, soften your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and let your eyes grow heavy. Tonight, we leave behind the noise of the world and float toward the heart of cosmic Tom. Let's begin. Have you ever wondered what happens to a star when its fire fades, when all the light it's ever given begins to dim, when its final breath of fusion exhales into silence? Does it simply vanish, or does something deeper, stranger, and more peaceful begin? Tonight, we'll drift into that mystery, the story of what remains after the brilliance is gone, the birth of a sleeping giant. Picture yourself standing on the edge of a great cosmic field. The night around you is wide and endless. Above you, millions of stars shimmer like embers on an infinite horizon. Some flicker softly, some blaze with steady light, and some, somewhere far in the distance, have already gone quiet. Their glow has faded, but their presence still bends the space around them. You can't see them, yet you can feel the pull, the calm, deep rhythm of gravity, like the slow inhale and exhale of something ancient and dreaming. In the life of a star, there's a beginning, a middle, and an ending that never truly ends. A star begins as a cloud, a nebula, a cradle of dust and gas, slowly spinning, gathering, pulling itself together under the gentle hand of gravity. For millions of years, that cloud warms, compresses, and ignites. Fusion begins, and with it, light. The star is born, a radiant engine turning hydrogen into brilliance, shaping worlds and guiding time. But even stars must rest someday. They burn through their fuel, and as their energy fades, gravity, the patient sculptor, takes control once more. Small stars end quietly, shrinking into white dwarfs, fading into gentle twilight. But the massive ones, the giants, their endings are grand and inevitable. They collapse under their own weight, their outer layers bursting outward in one last glorious breath, a supernova, a flash brighter than entire galaxies for a brief, breathtaking moment. And when the light clears, what remains is something astonishing, something utterly still. A black hole. Now, despite the name, a black hole isn't empty. It's a place where gravity has become so strong that even light cannot escape. It's the ultimate pause, the universe's deepest exhale. Imagine time itself slowing as it falls inward, stretching thinner and thinner until motion and stillness become the same. If you were to drift close, not too close, but just near enough, you'd find yourself circling what physicists call the event horizon, the invisible boundary between what can return and what cannot. It's like standing at the edge of a dream where thoughts dissolve and only quiet remains. Did you know that every large galaxy we've discovered, including our own Milky Way, holds a supermassive black hole at its center? They sit there, calm and patient, billions of times heavier than our sun, yet perfectly still. They don't roar or rage as the movies suggest. They hum softly, silently, shaping the dance of stars around them. Their gravity holds entire galaxies in elegant spirals, like a conductor guiding an orchestra with a motion so subtle it's almost invisible. Scientists once feared black holes as cosmic monsters, devouring everything in their reach, but now we understand that they're also creators, shapers of galaxies, anchors of structure. Without them, the universe might not have its grand design at all. In their stillness, there's order. In their silence, there's harmony. When astronomers captured the first image of a black hole's shadow in 2019, what they saw wasn't just darkness, but the glowing ring of light around it, the energy of matter swirling, falling, and transforming into something new. It was, in a way, the photograph of stillness itself. And yet, as we study these giants, we find something deeply familiar. The balance between chaos and calm, between creation and rest. Isn't that the same rhythm we live by, Our own lives burn bright with movement, with thought, with sound, but just like the stars, we need moments to collapse inward, to surrender the noise, to let stillness reshape us. Perhaps the universe and our minds aren't so different after all. If you could hover safely near a black hole, you'd see the fabric of time ripple like a slow ocean. Seconds for you would stretch into years for the rest of the cosmos. Time would bend, light would swirl, and everything familiar, up, down, past, future, would dissolve into a single, endless now. And in that moment, you might understand something profound. That stillness isn't the absence of movement, it's the perfection of it. The same quiet rhythm that holds galaxies together also holds your heartbeat steady as you drift toward sleep. The physics behind it all is astonishing. A black hole's gravity warps spacetime itself. Einstein predicted it through the equations of general relativity. But it took generations to confirm it. When a massive star collapses, it crushes all its matter into a single point, a singularity, a place where density becomes infinite, and our known laws of physics stop making sense. That singularity is wrapped in the event horizon, the boundary from which no signal, no light can ever return. And yet, this isn't destruction. It's transformation, matter, energy, and time, all woven into a new, mysterious pattern, hidden from sight, but not from meaning. Astrophysicists like to say that black holes are the most efficient engines in the universe. When matter falls into them, it releases immense energy, sometimes shining brighter than entire galaxies before vanishing. From our perspective, it's both an end and a beginning, a cosmic cycle of release, the ultimate surrender of form into peace. And perhaps that's why their presence feels so hypnotic, so soothing. They remind us that even in the universe, rest is part of creation. So as you listen, imagine yourself drifting near one of these giants. The stars around you swirl in graceful arcs, streams of light bending in silence. You're weightless.com, floating in the dark ocean of space-time, and in that darkness, you can sense a heartbeat, slow, deep, steady, the rhythm of the cosmos breathing. You are not falling, you are being held, and that holding feels infinite, quiet, safe. In the end, black holes may not be sleeping at all. They might be dreaming, their dreams written in gravity, their thoughts shaped as light bends and time folds. And if the universe dreams through them, maybe, when we dream, we echo that same vast stillness. Maybe sleep itself is our way of touching the fabric of that calm, of aligning our inner world with the great hush of the cosmos. As you rest here in the dark, know that everything around you, every star, every atom, every breath, is part of the same gentle balance. Creation and quiet, motion and rest, fire and silence. You are the same story, the same music slowed into calm. Now, let's drift onward. There's more to explore, more mysteries resting just beyond the horizon. In the next part of our journey, we'll follow what happens to the light that dares to pass near these sleeping giants. We'll watch how it bends, twists, and vanishes, not in fear, but in transformation. So stay with me, breathe softly, and drift deeper into the stillness of the universe. Have you ever wondered what happens to light when it gets too close to the dark? When the fastest thing in the universe, the one that defines what we see, what we know, what we call reality, begins to hesitate. Does it vanish instantly? Does it melt into the void? Or does it dance for a moment, twisting, curving, and holding on to its brightness, as if reluctant to surrender? Picture yourself floating in the quiet of deep space, your body weightless, your thoughts drifting like dust through starlight ahead of you. The galaxy swirls, a spiral of 100 billion suns, turning slowly in the black. And somewhere within that sea of silver lies a strange storm, not of wind or flame, but of gravity, a place where light no longer travels in straight lines. Instead, it curves, bows, and circles endlessly, caught between escape and surrender. This is where the dance begins. The ballet of photons at the edge of eternity. Here, near the event horizon of a black hole, the rules of space and time begin to stretch. Light that passes too close doesn't simply disappear. It bends, as if being drawn toward an unseen whirlpool. If you could watch safely from afar, you'd see rings of fire, bright arcs of light circling the darkness, their motion too fast for the human eye to follow. Each orbit takes milliseconds, each spin a blur of brightness and surrender. This ring is what astronomers call the photon sphere, a fragile boundary where light is trapped in eternal motion, always falling, never arriving. Imagine a ray of light traveling from a distant star, crossing the endless emptiness, then meeting the invisible hand of gravity. It bends and bends again, its path now curved like a ribbon in the wind. From where you are, you might see the same star twice or thrice, each image a ghostly echo of the other, because gravity has lensed its light around the black hole. This phenomenon, gravitational lensing, is one of the universe's most delicate illusions. It lets us see galaxies behind galaxies, a cosmic mirror-bending space like a dream. When the first photo of a black hole's shadow was revealed, that golden ring glowing against the dark, it wasn't just an image, it was proof that the universe is alive with curvature and wonder. That picture came from the galaxy M87, 55 million light-years away, and it took telescopes across the entire Earth working together to capture it. A ring of light circling nothing, the most perfect silence framed by the most powerful energy. That's what you're looking at when you see a black hole, the edge where light performs its final waltz. Now, let's linger here, at the rim of the event horizon. Feel the gravity hum beneath you. It's not pulling you down like a fall, it's pulling on time itself. Your seconds stretch longer, your heartbeat slows, and the starlight above you begins to swirl into a kaleidoscope. In this place, you could look out and see the universe racing forward, centuries passing in a blink, while, to an observer far away, you would appear frozen, motionless at the edge, forever suspended in your last moment before crossing. That's how deep gravity's song runs. It plays with the fabric of reality, turning motion into stillness and stillness into motion. Scientists call this effect time dilation. It's one of Einstein's most extraordinary predictions. And black holes are where it becomes tangible, real. If you were to fall toward one, slowly, peacefully, time for you would remain steady. You'd drift inward, watching the world shrink away. But to anyone watching from outside, you would appear to freeze, to hover forever at the edge. You'd become a sculpture of light, your image stretched thin across the horizon, forever circling, never fading. As if the black hole had captured not just your body, but your very moment in time. And yet, even here, there's beauty, for all its power. The black hole doesn't devour the universe, it shapes it. Its gravity bends space like an artist's brush, painting new patterns with light. The arcs and halos astronomers observe are proof of this delicate influence. In that way, the black hole becomes a kind of cosmic mirror, showing us how fragile, how intertwined everything truly is. Every path of light we see is not straight but curved. Every star we glimpse may be a reflection, a memory of its light bent and delayed across time. When you look into the night sky, you are not just seeing stars, you are seeing echoes, versions of the past drawn across invisible lines of gravity. And isn't that how memory works too? When we look back, our minds bend time, replaying what once was, warping it through emotion and thought. The universe and consciousness, each bending light in their own ways, each holding reflections that aren't quite the same as what was, yet still beautifully true. Perhaps that's why these cosmic images feel familiar. They remind us that the past never truly disappears. It just travels on different paths, curving through the heart of the present. If you listen closely now, the silence around you has texture, a hum beneath hearing, like the soft resonance of a cello in a distant hall. That vibration is space itself, trembling gently under the weight of energy. When a black hole pulls in matter, a fragment of star, a ripple of dust, it sends waves through space-time, ripples that travel for billions of years. We call them gravitational waves. They're not sound, not light, but the movement of reality itself, stretching and compressing as they pass. For a moment, in 2015, we detected a tremor from two black holes merging. Their union had sent a whisper across the universe, and that whisper found us a ripple in the cosmos, passing through everything we are, every atom, every heartbeat, and then fading again into quiet. The merging of two black holes is one of the most powerful events imaginable, and yet it happens in perfect silence. No explosion, no color, just the deep reshaping of existence. From two giants, a single one is born larger, slower, calmer. The dance ends where stillness begins, and the universe breathes out. It's as if the cosmos itself practices balance, turning chaos into harmony, motion into rest. Now, imagine you are still there, hovering near the photon sphere, watching the last traces of starlight orbit in ribbons of gold, each one spinning faster, each one fading into calm. You can feel the gravity pressing gently against your perception, and with every passing second, the boundary between you and the stars begins to blur. You realize that nothing is truly separate. Everything bends, everything connects. Even the light that leaves your eyes joins the flow, part of the same endless cycle of reflection and return. You are both the observer and the observed, the dreamer and the dream. So maybe the dance of light around the darkness isn't a struggle, but a story of balance, of giving and receiving. Light doesn't lose itself to the dark. It completes its journey. It becomes part of something greater. And maybe that's the secret lesson hidden in the quiet of the cosmos, that even the things we fear, the unknown, the endings, the darkness, are not voids, but transformations. Each curve of light, each ripple of time, each shadow we glimpse is just the universe practicing grace. As you breathe softly now, you might feel that grace in yourself, in the slow rhythm of your chest, in the tiny, steady gravity of your body, drawing warmth into stillness. You, too, are a field of energy, shaping space in your own small way, and as you let go of thought, you might sense how your own light bends inward, not vanishing, but settling, becoming quiet, becoming whole. Now, the light has completed its circle, and the dance is done. The stars around you dim, the glow fades into blue, and you drift deeper into the soft current of space. Ahead lies another mystery, another whisper of the cosmos waiting to unfold. In the next chapter of our journey, we'll follow what happens beyond the horizon itself, into the place where time no longer flows as we know it, and where new universes may quietly begin. So stay with me, breathe deeply, and drift further into the silence of creation. Have you ever wondered what truly lies beyond the edge, beyond the last place light can reach, beyond the line where physics, as we know it, stops making sense? What happens inside a black hole? What exists within the shadow that even light cannot escape? Is it destruction, or could it be something stranger, something beautiful, something that breathes in silence beyond our understanding? Picture yourself drifting closer to the horizon. The dark ring before you isn't sharp or jagged. It's soft, almost inviting, like the surface of deep water before a dive. Around you, time moves like a slow current. Stars stretch into ribbons of gold and white. The hum of the universe has quieted, and now there's only the rhythm of your own breath, steady, calm, as if in sync with the slow heartbeat of space itself. You feel the pull, not violent, not frightening, but inevitable, gentle as gravity's whisper. You're crossing the event horizon, the point of no return, and as you pass through, something remarkable happens. Nothing. You feel no jolt, no sound, no tearing apart. For you, the fall continues smoothly, peacefully, while the universe outside slows to a frozen stillness. From your perspective, you're simply gliding inward, into a deeper layer of reality, inside the event horizon. The rules begin to change. Here, space and time trade places. Space no longer carries you forward, time does, and all paths lead toward the singularity, the silent heart of gravity's dream. To the outside world, you've vanished. Your last image frozen forever at the boundary, a ghost made of light, but from within. You are still moving, still falling, and what you see defies all sense. Stars above you warp and stretch into spirals. The universe outside seems to shimmer like a memory. You are not falling through space anymore. You are falling into time. Imagine time as a river, and the black hole as a waterfall. From far upstream, the water flows smoothly, predictable, but near the edge, the current speeds, bends, and then plunges. Once over the rim, there's no swimming back. The water still exists, but it's flowing into a new dimension, one hidden beneath the surface. That's what's happening here. You haven't stopped existing. You've entered the hidden layers of spacetime itself. Physicists describe the singularity as a point of infinite density, where all matter is crushed into a single, unimaginable moment. But some scientists think the truth might be more poetic. Perhaps the singularity isn't a point at all, but a bridge, a tunnel, a wormhole, leading to another place, another universe, or even another beginning. if that's true, then black holes aren't the universe's endings. They're doorways, gateways to new realities. And in that way, every death of a star becomes a birth of something unseen, a cosmic cycle repeating endlessly. Did you know that some theories suggest that when matter falls into a black hole, it doesn't disappear forever? Instead, it's encoded on the surface of the event horizon, stored as information, like a faint imprint on the skin of reality. We call this the holographic principle. It suggests that everything inside a black hole is somehow reflected on its outer edge. Every particle, every photon, every trace of what once existed, still there, not lost, just transformed. Imagine your memories, your moments, your very existence, written not in ink, but in light, folded delicately onto the fabric of the universe, never truly erased. As you drift deeper, you feel the pull grow stronger, but not painful. It feels like surrender, like falling asleep. The stars fade from view, replaced by soft patterns of light and motion. They twist and pulse, as if you're seeing the architecture of time itself. You might notice colors you've never seen before, shapes that aren't shapes at all, but ideas. The deeper you go, the more you realize the universe isn't falling apart here. It's folding inward, turning itself into something new. The laws of physics you once knew are now written in another language, and though you can't read it, you can feel its rhythm. It's mathematical and musical, like the hum of a hidden equation, the heartbeat of existence itself. Perhaps that's what the singularity is, the universe's most perfect silence, not destruction, but stillness. A place where all movement becomes one, where every sound fades into harmony, and every vibration merges into the same soft tone. It's as if everything that ever was, every planet, every heartbeat, every whisper of wind, has been gathered here, not to vanish, but to rest. And maybe that's the truth hidden inside the dark. That black holes are not hungry mouths, but cosmic sanctuaries, a return to source, a place where energy pauses before being reshaped and reborn when we die. Our atoms return to the stars. When stars die, their essence returns to the singularity, and from that stillness, new stars will one day emerge, creation flowing in endless circles. The universe, in its deepest quiet, is recycling itself through silence. The mystery grows even more beautiful when you realize we've never seen the inside of a black hole, and perhaps we never will. Even the most advanced telescopes, the most brilliant minds, can only imagine. For once, something crosses that horizon. Its story becomes private, kept secret by gravity's embrace. And maybe that's the universe's way of keeping its dreams. It has places it never shows us, chapters written for itself alone. It reminds us that not all knowledge must be known, that wonder thrives where answers fade. Still, the questions remain. Could something exist within that heart of darkness? Could entire worlds or dimensions live beyond what we can see? Some physicists believe that every black hole might give birth to a new universe, with its own laws, its own time, its own light. If that's true, then creation never stops. It merely hides, resting for a while in the cradle of gravity, before beginning again, different, but alive. And maybe the universe that we call home was once born from such a place. From the collapse of a parent cosmos long faded from memory. That would mean we are living inside a black hole right now, nestled within the dream of another world. and perhaps one day, our own will give birth to the next. As these thoughts swirl gently through your mind, you may notice your breathing has slowed, your body lighter, as if floating between stars. In the silence around you, the concept of distance begins to fade. The outside world, the clock on your wall, the thoughts that chased you here, all dissolve. What remains is only awareness and calm. You are no longer observing the universe. You are part of it, woven into its endless rhythm, the same rhythm that beats in every star, every heart, every black hole asleep at the center of time. So perhaps that's what the inside truly is. Not a place of endings, but of beginnings unseen, a secret chamber of renewal, a reminder that even when light fades, its story continues, whispered into new forms, new worlds, new dreams. And as you drift here in this imagined stillness, you can feel the peace that comes from knowing that nothing in the universe is ever truly lost. Everything changes, everything rests, everything begins again. Now, as the deep hum fades, and the last glimmer of the outer stars disappears from view, you find yourself surrounded by quiet, pure, and infinite. The fall has ended, the silence is total. And yet, it feels like arrival. You have reached the heart of cosmic stillness. And from here, the next story begins. A story of rebirth and return. In the next part of our journey, we'll follow what happens when gravity lets go, when the universe begins to breathe again, and how even in the quietest places, life always finds a way to begin anew. So stay with me. Breathe deeply, and drift softly into the next horizon. Have you ever wondered what happens after darkness? After the stars collapse, after the last light fades into silence, what becomes of the energy that once burned in suns, of the atoms that once danced as life? Does the universe ever wake again, or does it dream forever? The truth may be softer than you think, and far more beautiful. Picture yourself floating in a vast, quiet, no sound, no time, no direction, only a faint shimmer, like the echo of a heartbeat. You are surrounded by nothing, yet that nothing feels alive. It moves in slow pulses, like breath beneath water. You realize this isn't the end. It's the space between, the cosmic pause, the deep inhale before creation exhales again. When a star dies, it does not vanish completely. It leaves behind remnants, ashes of brilliance, fields of energy, the faint blueprint of what it once was. And those remnants, under the right conditions, will someday stir again. Every explosion, every collapse, every silent drift through space creates ripples, waves that never truly stop. They cross the universe, carrying information, carrying potential. The universe, in truth, never sleeps. It rests, it waits, it renews. Now imagine the end of all things, a concept scientists call heat death. When every star has burned its last fuel, when galaxies have faded into ghosts, when the night sky itself grows dark, what then? They say the cosmos will stretch until it's thin and cold, a lonely sea of particles drifting endlessly. But even then, within that silence, something may stir. The energy of quantum fields never reaches absolute zero. Tiny fluctuations, minute, invisible tremors continue forever. From them, new sparks can emerge, new bubbles of space-time, new beginnings. Some cosmologists believe that our universe itself was born from such a fluctuation, from the vacuum of a previous reality, an ancient cosmos that had grown quiet. A quantum tremor grew, swelling like a breath, until it became space and light and time. That first instant, the birth of everything, we call it the Big Bang. But perhaps it wasn't a bang at all. Perhaps it was a whisper, a sigh of awakening from a slumbering eternity, if that's true. Then the end of one universe is merely the dreaming of another. And what we call death is just the deep inhale before rebirth. Think of a forest after fire. The flames consume everything: trees, leaves, sound, color. For a moment, it seems nothing will return, but beneath the ash, the soil begins to hum again. Seeds crack open. Tiny green shoots push through blackened ground. And soon, life reclaims its place. That's how the universe renews itself. Not in haste, but in patience. Creation grows quietly, and sometimes it begins in darkness. Inside the remnants of dead stars, new worlds are being forged. Every atom in your body, every particle that makes your blood, your bones, your mind was born in the furnace of a star. You are stardust made conscious. The iron in your blood was once at the heart of a supernova. The calcium in your bones was once drifting in a nebula. And long after we are gone, those same atoms will travel again to build new planets, new oceans, perhaps even new minds. We are not temporary. We are transition, each of us. A brief moment in the great cosmic cycle of renewal. Did you know? Scientists have discovered stars that seem to have formed from the ashes of earlier generations. They call them population 2 and 3 stars, ancestors and descendants of cosmic creation. Some of their light has traveled for over 13 billion years to reach us, which means when we look at them, we are watching the universe remember itself. It's as if the cosmos keeps records in starlight, so it never forgets who it once was. Now imagine the universe from afar. Billions of galaxies, like glowing coral in a black sea, every one of them alive with births and deaths, collisions and rebirths out there. Stars are dying right now, but others are being born in the same instant. Nebulae are blooming clouds of dust and gaslit by the spark of new suns. Creation and destruction flow together, inseparable, each giving meaning to the other. You drift through one such nebula now. The colors are soft, violet, and gold, rippling like ink in slow water. You reach out, and the dust glows where you touch it. Every grain a world waiting to exist in this silent dance. You can almost hear the pulse of gravity, the slow spiral of birth. You realize rebirth isn't sudden. It's woven, patient, inevitable. Like dawn returning after the longest night, and then comes a thought, one that feels ancient and personal all at once. If the universe renews itself endlessly, then perhaps so do we. Our lives, our choices, our loves, our dreams are not lost when they end. They ripple outward, like gravity, like starlight, touching places we'll never see. Maybe consciousness itself is part of that renewal, folded into the physics of rebirth, waiting to awaken again in new forms, in new worlds. There's a theory called cosmic natural selection. It suggests that universes, like living things, evolve. Each time a black hole forms, it may give birth to a new universe with slightly different laws of physics. Those with the right balance of gravity and energy produce more stars, more life, more black holes, and thus continue the cycle. If that's true, then the multiverse is not chaos, it's inheritance, an eternal lineage of light. Every universe born from the death of another. Each one a different dream of the same cosmic mind. And what if this idea extends to us? What if your consciousness, your awareness, your quiet inner voice is a spark from that same process, born from an older flame, meant to burn anew when you sleep? You enter small versions of that cycle. The mind fades, the body rests, and then rebirth, awakening each night. You practice the universe's rhythm. You dissolve into stillness, and then return, a little changed, a little renewed. That's the miracle of existence. Every breath you take is a miniature Big Bang, a tiny beginning in an endless chain. As you drift deeper into this cosmic reflection, the idea of end begins to feel less real. You see that even decay serves a purpose. Stars must die for planets to form. Galaxies must collide for new light to emerge. The universe must rest to awaken again. And even you must close your eyes so your mind can dream. This, too, is renewal. The same physics that births galaxies moves softly within you, rewriting, healing, preparing for what's next. Now, imagine watching time in reverse. Galaxies contracting, stars unburning, planets unforming, until everything folds back into a single luminous point, a pearl of infinite potential, and then stillness, followed by light. That's how it happens, again and again. Creation, rest, renewal, the sacred rhythm of everything that is. You find yourself floating again in the silence, surrounded by faint, shimmering echoes of stars unborn. And in that vast quiet, you realize something gentle but profound. That the universe doesn't fear darkness. It trusts it. It knows that within every silence, there waits another song. Within every void, another dawn. So perhaps we, too, can learn to trust our own dark moments, knowing they are not endings, but beginnings in disguise. As the cosmic wind softens and your breath deepens, you sense the story shifting once more. The light of renewal drifts behind, and something else begins to shimmer ahead. It's the faint glow of time itself, a river flowing not forward or backward, but everywhere at once. In the next part of our journey, we'll follow that river, exploring how time bends, folds, and loops, how it might connect birth and death, past and future, in a single eternal now. For now, breathe, rest, and let the rhythm of renewal carry you deeper into the dream, where the universe sleeps and wakes, just like you. Have you ever wondered what time really is? Is it something that flows, or something that waits? We feel it moving in clocks, in seasons, in the way we grow. But could time be less of a line and more of an ocean? An invisible sea that holds everything we've ever been and everything we might someday become. Scientists chase this question through equations, philosophers trace it through thought, and we, here tonight, will drift through it in dreams. Picture yourself standing on the shore of a great river. The water is smooth, black, and endless. You can't tell where it begins or ends, but you can hear it, a slow, steady pulse, like the heartbeat of the cosmos. You reach your hand into the current, and the moment your skin touches it, memories rise, childhood laughter, faces, voices, moments that felt gone but somehow still breathe beneath the surface. The river of time remembers, it keeps every instant. And though we move along it in one direction, the water beneath us carries everything at once. In physics, time is not a simple flow. It's part of a fabric woven together with space, forming what Einstein called space-time. Every event, every birth, death, breath, heartbeat exists as a point in that fabric. When you walk, you're not just moving through space. You're slicing through time as well, creating a line, a trail of existence that leaves ripples behind you. Einstein once said, "For those who understand relativity, the distinction between past, present, and future is merely an illusion, a stubbornly persistent one." In other words, time doesn't flow, we do. Imagine time not as a river you drift through, but as an entire landscape, mountains, valleys, plains, and you are a traveler, experiencing one moment at a time. To you, the mountains behind are past, the hills ahead are future. But in truth, they all exist together. You simply haven't reached them yet. That's the block universe theory, a scientific idea that says all of time, every instant that has ever happened or will happen, is still there. Frozen, real. Your first breath and your last breath are both etched into the structure of spacetime. Like ink already dry, now breathe and picture the stars around you as coordinates of time, each one shining from a different moment in history. When you look up at the night sky, you're not seeing the present, you're gazing into deep memory. The light from the nearest star took over 4 years to reach you. The light from distant galaxies left billions of years ago, so the night sky is not a view of now. It's a cosmic archive, a library written in photons. Every star, a page from the past, and you, the reader, floating quietly between chapters. Did you know? There are galaxies whose light has traveled for so long that we're seeing them as they were before the Earth even existed. Some of those galaxies may no longer be there, yet their light still shines. Time lags, echoes, bends, and repeats. And then there's the other mystery, gravity. The greater the gravity, the slower time becomes. Near a black hole, time itself stretches. Seconds can become hours. Hours can become centuries. If you were to drift near one, you'd look out and see the rest of the universe racing ahead, while you hang still, suspended in slow motion. It's called gravitational time dilation, and it means time is not universal. It's personal, different for every place, every observer. In some ways, we each live inside our own pocket of time. So what does that mean for memory, for fate, for the idea of change? If all moments exist at once, are we truly moving forward, or simply shifting our awareness from one frame to another? Some physicists suggest consciousness may be the way we experience time, that awareness itself is the spotlight moving across the film reel of existence. You are the light, passing over each frame, bringing it to life, frame after frame, moment after moment. That means, in some deep, unfathomable way, you are both the traveler and the road, both the dreamer and the dream. In quantum physics, time becomes even stranger. At the smallest scales of reality, particles don't obey simple timeline. They flicker in and out of existence, move backward, forward, or even seem to exist in multiple times at once. An electron in an atom doesn't orbit like a planet around a sun. It exists in a cloud of probability, everywhere and nowhere until observed. This means that at the fundamental level, reality doesn't unfold. It happens all at once. Time, then, may be an illusion born from our need to make sense of chaos, and yet, without time, there would be no stories, no growth, no learning. Time gives us sequence, meaning it allows experience to unfold. Like music, a single note means nothing, but together they form melody, rhythm, emotion. Time is the rhythm of existence, and we are the song being played. Now picture yourself stepping into the current of that great river again. You feel its coolness around your ankles. You step deeper, and the surface shimmers with light. Each ripple becomes a memory. Your first day of school, a smile, a word once whispered and long forgotten, the moment you first saw the stars. They swirl and merge, no longer separate, just motion, just continuity. You realize that time doesn't erase anything, it just transforms it. It turns the moment you were into the moment you are, and the one you will be. Did you know that your body carries time inside it? Your cells are clocks. Your heart beats to the rhythm of a cosmic metronome. Your DNA stores history older than your species. Each breath you take carries atoms that have existed for billions of years. The oxygen in your lungs was forged in the cores of ancient stars. So when you breathe, you are breathing the past, literally. And when you exhale, you send your moment into the future. Time, then, is not something that happens to you, it's something you are. Some physicists have proposed that the future may already exist, not as destiny, but as potential, folded, waiting. Your choices are the way it unfolds. Your awareness, the bridge that connects one possible timeline to another. In this view, you are both author and explorer, writing and walking your story at the same time. That's what makes time so beautifully human. It is both infinite and intimate, eternal and fleeting. It gives weight to love, depth to loss, and meaning to every moment you've ever lived. Now imagine if time could flow in both directions. If dreams could drift backward, touching moments long past. Scientists have found something curious, a phenomenon called retrocausality, in which particles seem to react to events that haven't yet happened. It's as if, at the quantum level, the future can whisper to the past, and the past can echo forward. Maybe memory and prophecy are not opposites, but reflections of the same mirror. Maybe déjà vu is just your mind brushing against another moment on the river's surface. Another version of you floating nearby, and in this infinite sea, black holes, those sleeping giants, may be more than just destroyers of time. They might be guardians of it. Theorists believe information that falls into them is never lost, just transformed, encoded in the surface, stored like memory within the fabric of the cosmos. So even in the deepest silence, the universe keeps its story safe, waiting for another dawn to read it again. You drift now, weightless, between seconds, and for a moment you feel timeless. Every heartbeat an echo, every breath a bridge. And you realize time is not an arrow, it's a circle, a pulse, a rhythm. And you are part of it. Each night, when you fall asleep, you let go of time, and yet it continues, carrying you gently forward until the next morning brings you back. As you float deeper into this calm, the current of time softens. The stars around you shimmer like thoughts. The future waits, not as something distant, but as something already woven, already breathing in the next part of our journey. We'll drift into that deep, hidden realm where time and gravity fold together, where black holes reshape the flow of reality itself. For now, rest, breathe, and let the river of time cradle you. You are safe here. You are timeless here. And somewhere in the silence, the universe dreams you forward. Have you ever wondered what gravity really is? Not just the invisible hand that holds your feet to the ground, but the vast, unseen rhythm that shapes the entire universe. It pulls planets into orbit, gathers galaxies like petals around a cosmic bloom, and somewhere, far beyond your reach, it weaves time itself into strange, unrecognizable forms. Gravity is more than a force. It's the music of space, a deep, low note that keeps everything in motion. And sometimes, when that music grows too powerful, it bends the universe into silence. Picture yourself drifting near a massive star. It glows like liquid gold, its surface trembling with heat and light. And beneath its brilliance, you feel the faint tug of gravity. Like an invisible tide beneath your skin, you float closer and the pull deepens. Not rough, not violent, but insistent. Like the universe whispering, "Come closer." Then suddenly, the light begins to bend. It curves around the star, forming a halo of fire. You realize you're seeing gravity shape light itself, turning the straight lines of reality into soft arcs, like ribbons in slow motion. When Einstein first imagined this, it changed everything. He said, "Gravity isn't a force pulling through space. It's the shape of space itself. Matter bends space-time, and everything from photons to planets follows those curves. You, sitting here listening, are sliding gently through space-time's folds. The ground beneath you is not still. It's curving ever so slightly beneath your weight. That's what keeps you tethered, held in the quiet dance between earth and sky. Now imagine that star collapsing, its light dimming, its mass folding inward. Gravity wins its final argument. The surface caves, and the star becomes a singularity, a point of infinite density, so heavy, so compact, that even light cannot escape its grasp. This is the birth of a black hole, a place where gravity becomes everything, and time slows, twists, and finally stops. As you drift near one, you'd notice the stars behind you stretching into arcs, their light pulled into spirals of color around the black hole. A glowing ring burns the accretion disk, made of matter swirling at nearly the speed of light. Friction igniting it into brilliance. But cross the boundary, the event horizon, and everything changes. No signal, no sound, no light can return from the outside. You'd seem frozen, stuck at the edge, time slowing endlessly. But from your own perspective, you'd fall silently inward through a corridor of warped reality. As seconds stretch into eternity, did you know that near a black hole, you could see the back of your own head, light that leaves, you could orbit and return, carrying your image around the curve of space-time. It's one of the strangest predictions of relativity, that gravity can make light dance, bend, and even loop back upon itself. In the cosmic ballet, gravity is both the choreographer and the music. And here's where the mystery deepens. Inside that darkness, Einstein's equations begin to break down. Time and space, once partners, seem to trade roles. Inside a black hole, time becomes direction, and space becomes motion. You don't fall through space, you fall through moments, inevitably, unstoppably, toward the singularity, the point where all paths end and perhaps begin again. Some physicists whisper of what lies beyond. Could a black hole connect to another universe? A mirror reality, a white hole where everything expelled is born anew. If so, then black holes are not tombs, but bridges, portals through which creation continues. They may be the wombs of new cosmoses, their gravity not destroying, but transforming. Perhaps every time a star collapses, another universe breathes its first light, like a seed cracking open in darkness. Now think of the word singularity. It sounds ominous, but it simply means unity, everything drawn into one. No difference between space or time, between before and after. And maybe, on the deepest level, that's what the universe seeks. Not chaos, but coherence. The return of everything to everything. If you could hover safely near a black hole's edge, you would witness a spectacle unlike anything else in existence. Time around you would slow so much that the rest of the universe would seem to race ahead. You could watch stars live and die in the distance, entire civilizations rise and vanish, while for you, only a few minutes pass. That's the paradox of gravity. The stronger its pull, the slower your experience of existence. Gravity, in a sense, is time's anchor, holding everything in its quiet grip. And yet, in our daily lives, gravity feels so ordinary. It's the weight of a blanket, the pull of a step, the curve of a tear. But what if you saw it differently? What if every time you drop a stone and it falls to the ground, you're watching space bend, time flex, the laws of existence hum in perfect order? Gravity is intimacy. It's the universe touching itself, reminding everything to stay connected. Some scientists think black holes may even hold the key to the universe's memory, that the information of everything that falls in is somehow preserved, encoded on their surfaces like patterns of light. This is called the holographic principle. It suggests that our reality itself might be a projection, a three-dimensional shadow cast from a deeper two-dimensional truth. If that's real, then the universe is not a machine, but a film. Each moment unfolding from information written on the edge of infinity. And you, listening here tonight, are part of that projection. A shimmer of light in the grand design, a fragment of the same code that bends light, weaves galaxies, and dreams universes into being. You are not separate from the gravity of existence. You are it. You are the field that holds and connects, the weight that gives shape to meaning, the unseen curve that makes beauty possible. Now, picture again the black hole, a sleeping giant, silent and still, its gravity so complete that even chaos cannot escape. And in that perfect stillness, there is peace, not destruction, not fear, but deep cosmic rest. Perhaps black holes are not the monsters we imagine, but the universe's meditations, points where it breathes out, pauses, and listens to itself. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine drifting near the edge. You're not afraid. You feel weightless, held in the pull of something ancient and kind. Time slows until it's no longer a sequence, but a single, endless now. You see galaxies spiral like thoughts, light stretching, folding and returning, and there, at the center of that dark serenity, you sense the heartbeat of creation itself, steady, patient, infinite, and then you understand. Gravity isn't just a force that pulls. It's a longing, the universe's desire for unity, for connection. It pulls everything home, back into the stillness where all things began, and to which all things will return. The gravity of dreams, indeed. The quiet promise that even when you let go, you are never lost. You are always being carried back toward light, toward wholeness. Now the scene softens. The black hole fades behind you, and the stars ahead grow calm again. Their light glows softly, like candle flames on the water of night. In the next chapter of our cosmic journey, we'll follow that light outward, exploring how galaxies grow, how the universe organizes its chaos into harmony, and how the same laws that bind the stars also guide the rhythm of your heart. For now, breathe deeply. Let your body sink into the comfort of stillness. And remember, gravity isn't pulling you down. It's holding you close, keeping you safe in the cosmic embrace, where everything, eventually, finds its way home. Have you ever wondered how something as vast as the universe can feel so organized? We often think of space as chaos, a black ocean scattered with lonely stars. And yet, when we step back far enough, patterns emerge. The galaxies swirl in spirals, clusters stretch in golden webs, and everywhere there's rhythm, motion, music. Have you ever asked yourself why the universe didn't just explode into endless disorder? Why, instead of scattering like dust, the cosmos wove itself into breathtaking design? Picture yourself floating far beyond the Milky Way. Beyond the arms of our spiral home, you see not one galaxy, but billions. Each one glows like a lantern, some soft and round like pearls, others twisting in spirals that shimmer like shells in deep water, and between them darkness, but not empty, a black silk web of invisible matter, stretching like veins of glass. This is the cosmic web, the true architecture of everything, a structure so enormous that light itself takes billions of years to trace its threads. Now drift closer. Let's begin with a single galaxy. It's a whirlpool of stars, hundreds of billions of them, circling a dark center, each one carried by gravity's patient hand. If you could listen to it, you'd hear a quiet hum, the low vibration of motion and energy. Stars born in clouds of gas, dying in bursts of light, their ashes becoming the seeds of new suns. From afar, the galaxy looks eternal, but up close, it's alive, a living, breathing system of creation and decay. Scientists call this the galactic cycle, the way matter recycles through stars and dust. Did you know that every atom in your body was forged inside a dying star? Some of the calcium in your bones was once part of a supernova's heart. The iron in your blood, it came from a star that collapsed long before Earth existed. In a way, you are made of galaxies, and they are made of you. You are not just in the universe is in you. But what holds these galaxies together? What prevents them from flying apart? The answer lies in the mysterious dance between dark matter and gravity. Dark matter, invisible and elusive, acts as the scaffolding of the cosmos. It doesn't shine. It doesn't absorb light, yet its presence is everywhere. forming halos around galaxies, shaping their curves, guiding their motion like a hidden conductor. Without it, the spiral arms would unwind, the stars would scatter, and the elegant structure of the universe would simply collapse. Imagine the universe as a grand symphony. Dark matter is the unseen rhythm, gravity, the melody, and the galaxies, they are the instruments, playing in perfect coordination. Sometimes two galaxies draw near, and the music changes. They collide, merge, their stars mingling like droplets in the sea. At first, chaos, but slowly beauty emerges again. A new galaxy, reshaped and reborn. Every collision is both destruction and creation. A reminder that in the universe, even chaos has purpose. There's something almost human about it, isn't there? When things in our own lives collide, plans, dreams, emotions, it feels like disorder. But often, in the aftermath, something new forms. Something more intricate, more balanced. The galaxies remind us that chaos is simply a phase in the process of harmony. Now drift through that grand network, the cosmic web, a tapestry of filaments made not of thread, but of galaxies themselves. They gather into nodes, clusters, where thousands of galaxies meet. Gravitational cities in the deep dark. Between them stretch immense voids, so vast that you could fit entire galaxies inside them, and still have room to drift for light years without meeting a single star. The voids are silent, but their emptiness has purpose. It gives shape to the whole, like the quiet between notes in a melody. There's something deeply mysterious about how order emerges from chaos. When the universe began, it was almost perfectly uniform, a smooth sea of energy. No stars, no galaxies, just light. And yet, tiny ripples, quantum whispers, grew over time into the structures we see today. Those small imperfections were the seeds of everything. Without them, nothing would have formed. So, in a sense, imperfection created beauty. Flaws gave birth to stars. That's one of the quiet secrets of the universe. It doesn't strive for perfection. It thrives on variation. Think about that for a moment. Every spiral of the Milky Way, every swirl of cloud on Jupiter, every wave in your own heartbeat. Perfection is stillness, but life needs motion, and motion needs imbalance. The same rule that makes galaxies spin makes hearts beat and minds dream. Now imagine drifting into the heart of a galaxy cluster. The light around you grows thicker, stars burn in every direction. Gravity binds them all, but there's tension, a constant struggle between collapse and expansion, and yet everything holds. As if the universe knows exactly how much pressure beauty requires. Too little, and nothing forms. Too much, and everything falls. Balance born from tension. Harmony born from conflict. In the far distance, you see two galaxies spiraling toward each other. Their arms stretch like fingers, tugging, twisting, folding together in a slow, graceful collision. For hundreds of millions of years, they'll merge, their black holes sinking into each other, their stars scattering like sparks. And when it's done, a new galaxy will rise, larger, richer, filled with new stars born from the friction of the old. In the cosmic sense, every end is just the beginning of another song. Did you know that galaxies sing, not in sound as we know it, but in waves, gravitational, electromagnetic, vibrations rippling through space-time when black holes merge? They send out ripples, waves that stretch and squeeze reality itself. And when scientists first detected them, they were hearing the universe hum, the echo of two galaxies embracing across billions of years. It was proof that even silence in space is never truly silent. And maybe, just maybe, your dreams are part of that same harmony. When you drift to sleep, your brain waves slow, your breathing deepens, and your inner rhythm begins to align with something ancient, something vast. Maybe that's why people have always looked up at the stars and felt peace. The same frequencies that guide galaxies whisper in your blood. They tell you, you belong to this great music. You are one of its notes as you float among the galaxies. You realize that the universe isn't random. It's self-organizing. It builds order from chaos again and again, like a tide reshaping the shore. That's how life emerged, how consciousness appeared, how stars found companions and planets found homes. There's purpose in the pattern, and you, listening here, are part of that purpose. The atoms that make your eyes see, your heart beat, your lungs sigh. They were once scattered, chaotic, unformed, until gravity gathered them and gave them meaning. Now close your eyes and imagine yourself floating through this infinite music. Each breath you take is like a pulse of starlight. Each heartbeat a drum echoing through space. You are part of the cosmic symphony, not an observer, but an instrument. And though you cannot always hear it, the melody continues within you, steady, endless, beautiful. So, the next time you look at the night sky, remember, you're seeing harmony, the universe's way of singing to itself. A trillion galaxies in quiet synchrony, turning, colliding, reforming, all guided by invisible hands of balance and gravity. It's not chaos, it's choreography, not randomness, but rhythm. And through it all, the music plays on. Now, as the stars drift quietly out of view and your body grows soft with rest, let the sound of the universe cradle you. Let it remind you that everything, even the most distant galaxy, moves to the same heartbeat, the same timeless pulse. And as you fall deeper into sleep, you carry that rhythm within you, the gentle truth that order will always find you, that light will always return, and that somewhere, among the spirals and shadows of the cosmos, you are exactly where you belong. Have you ever wondered whether the universe itself breathes, not in the way that lungs do, but in the silent, infinite rhythm of expansion and stillness? The kind of breath so vast and patient that it takes billions of years to exhale, and billions more to inhale again. If the galaxies are its heartbeat, then the expansion of the universe is its breath, an endless sigh into the darkness. Picture yourself drifting in the middle of nowhere. No stars nearby, no planets, just a soft black velvet stretching endlessly in every direction. And yet, you are moving. Everything around you is moving. Space itself is stretching, as if some invisible wind were blowing through it, pushing galaxies apart like lanterns carried away on a slow tide. The stars themselves don't move through space. Space itself moves through them, carrying them outward, widening the distance between everything. Billions of years ago, the universe was smaller, denser, hotter. Every bit of matter and light pressed together in a bright, trembling point, then an unfolding, a quiet beginning, the first breath, and since then, it's been exhaling, softly, endlessly. The galaxies drift farther apart, the space between them growing like the pause between heartbeats. And what's most mysterious, the expansion isn't slowing down. It's speeding up, as though the universe itself is learning to let go. Scientists call this force dark energy, a name that sounds like a riddle, because we still don't know what it truly is. All we know is that it makes up nearly 70% of everything. And yet we cannot touch it, see it, or measure it directly. It's invisible. But its influence is written across the stars, in the way galaxies drift apart, in the way light stretches and fades, red with distance, like the echo of a song traveling through a vast cathedral. Imagine blowing up a balloon, tiny dots painted on its surface. As the balloon expands, the dots move farther apart, not because they're moving across the surface, but because the surface itself is stretching. That's what's happening on a cosmic scale. Every galaxy, every cluster of stars, is carried by this invisible expansion. It's not space within the universe expanding. It's space itself, the very fabric of reality, stretching. But here's something strange. In our local neighborhood, the Milky Way, Andromeda, and the smaller galaxies nearby, gravity still holds strong. The pull between them is greater than the push of expansion. So even as the wider universe grows apart, our little corner clings together, and one day, far in the future, our galaxy and Andromeda will meet, collide, and merge into a single vast spiral of light, while the rest of the cosmos drifts ever farther away. Have you ever thought about what that means? That the stars we see now, the galaxies we photograph through telescopes, are already fading into invisibility. Every night, when you look at the stars, you're not seeing them as they are. You're seeing their light, ancient light, light that left them millions or billions of years ago. Some of those stars may already be gone, but their glow continues on, their presence stretched and softened by the expanding universe. The sky above you is a time machine, a gallery of ghosts, each star whispering its final note into your dreams. It's humbling, isn't it, to think that everything you've ever seen in the night sky is not only distant in space, but distant in time. The farther you look, the younger the universe becomes. Peering deep into the cosmos is like reading old chapters of reality. The galaxies we see at the edge of the observable universe are ancient. Their light began its journey long before Earth ever existed. And yet, here it is, touching your eyes tonight, a message billions of years in the making. And this expansion, this slow cosmic breathing, holds another mystery. If it continues forever, then someday all the stars will fade, all the galaxies will drift so far apart that their light will never reach one another again. There will be no night sky, no constellations, just darkness and silence. The universe will grow cold, quiet, and still. This is called the heat death, not a fiery ending, but an eternal sleep, a universe at rest, all energy spread evenly. No motion left, no time, a final exhale. But perhaps that's not the end. Perhaps the universe doesn't die. Perhaps it cycles, expanding and collapsing, breathing in and out through eons beyond our comprehension. There are theories, whispers of possibilities, that after the great stillness, a new beginning could emerge, a new breath, a new cosmos. For if the universe has taught us anything, it's that endings are never truly endings, only transformations in disguise. Did you know that every moment of expansion creates more space for energy to rest in? Every inch of stretched spacetime adds new quantum fluctuations, tiny bursts of possibility. It means that even as the universe cools, it's never truly still. There are always ripples, always whispers, always potential. It's like the calm surface of a deep lake. You can't see the motion beneath, but it's there, alive and waiting. Now picture yourself drifting with this expansion. You're not moving through space. You are space, stretching softly, breathing gently. Your atoms expanding with the fabric of reality. Every breath you take, synchronized with the universe's pulse. Your chest rises and falls, and somewhere, light years away, a galaxy spins in rhythm. Your stillness mirrors the stillness between stars. And for a moment, you feel what the universe feels, the calm between infinities. There's comfort in knowing that the same forces that shape galaxies shape the quiet inside you. When you inhale, you expand. When you exhale, you release. The universe does the same. It stretches, releases, and finds balance again. You are a miniature reflection of the cosmos. Every cell a galaxy of molecules. Every heartbeat a gravitational wave of life. You are not apart from the universe. You are its echo, its continuation, its living breath. So as you lie there, feeling the soft rhythm of your own breathing, know that you are part of something infinite. The expansion that began 14 billion years ago is still moving through you, in your atoms, in your pulse, in your thoughts. The light that touches your skin tonight began its journey before the first humans looked up at the stars. And the breath you take now will ripple outward through time, a small vibration in the endless silence. Perhaps that's what peace truly is, not stillness, but movement too vast and gentle to perceive. The universe expands, and we expand with it. Dreaming, wondering, breathing. When you close your eyes, you join that rhythm, your consciousness dissolving into something greater. And for a while, you become part of the exhale, a soft sigh in the dark, as the cosmos breathes you into sleep. And so, as galaxies drift farther apart, as light stretches into silence, as time itself slows to a whisper, you remain here, safe, weightless, a thought cradled by the stars. The universe exhales, and you drift deeper, farther into its calm. Let go of the day, of the noise, of the small gravity that binds your thoughts. You are already expanding, already infinite, already home. Now rest, and let the universe keep breathing for you, while you dream among its stars and float on the quiet current of forever. Have you ever wondered how the universe remembers? How it keeps its stories alive when no one is there to tell them? If stars burn out, if galaxies vanish beyond the edge of time, how does the universe hold on to what it once was? The answer, in its simplest and most beautiful form, is light. Light is the oldest messenger, the first traveler, the silent historian of everything that has ever been. Every flicker of starlight that reaches your eyes tonight is a message written billions of years ago. Each photon, that tiny packet of light, carries a story, a time stamp, a direction, and the faint memory of the place it came from. When you look at the night sky, you're not seeing the present. You're seeing a vast archive of the past, projected across time, written in beams of light. Picture yourself standing beneath a clear night sky. The world is quiet, the air cool and calm above you. a river of light flows, stars shimmering like scattered crystals across dark water. Every one of those specks has sent you its story. Some are short tales born from stars close by. Others are long, ancient epics, their words stretched thin by billions of years of travel. And yet they arrive here, softly, faithfully, like the whisper of a dream reaching your consciousness from another lifetime. Light has no rest. It moves always, forever, at the same speed, no faster, no slower. For light, there is no time from its perspective. The moment it leaves a star and the moment it reaches your eyes are the same instant. No waiting, no journey, just existence to a photon. The universe is a single, eternal now. That's part of what makes light so mysterious. It is both wave and particle, a shimmering duality that refuses to be one thing or another. It dances between worlds, between being energy and being matter, between motion and stillness, between science and something like poetry. When Einstein first described the way light bends around gravity, he was describing something close to magic. He showed that even light, which has no mass, is pulled by the curves of space-time itself. It means light listens to gravity. It hears the shape of the universe and follows its song. Imagine a beam of light leaving the surface of a newborn star. Its journey begins in a furious storm of plasma and fire. 1,000,000 degrees of energy bursting into space. That single photon travels outward, past planets, past dust, through darkness, for millions, maybe billions of years. It weaves through cosmic clouds, bends around unseen forces, and never stops until, one night, that same particle enters the atmosphere of a small blue planet, slows just enough to brush your eyes, and becomes a moment of wonder. You may never know it, but that light has traveled since before your species learned to dream, and tonight it found you. Did you know that the light you see from some galaxies began its journey before the Milky Way was even formed? The oldest light, the cosmic microwave background, comes from when the universe was only a few 100,000 years old. It's the afterglow of creation, the faint heat left behind by the Big Bang. If you could listen to that light, it would sound like the universe breathing. A hum stretched across the whole sky, and hidden within that soft hum is the memory of everything that followed. Scientists study light the way archaeologists study ancient ruins. They measure its wavelengths, its colors, its faint distortions. From that, they can tell how fast a galaxy is moving, how hot a star once burned, even what elements were present when it was born. Every photon is a data point, a clue, a relic. Together, they form the history of everything, not written in books, but etched in waves of energy that have crossed the universe since the dawn of time. But there's something else, something quietly profound. When you look at the light of a distant galaxy, you are also looking at yourself, because the atoms that make up your eyes, your skin, your mind, were once scattered as cosmic dust. They absorbed light, emitted light, and one day will return to it. You are part of the same cycle. You don't just see the universe, you participate in its reflection. Each moment of awareness, each spark of curiosity, is the universe learning about its own light. Light connects everything. It links the smallest atom to the farthest star. It carries warmth across impossible distances, and reminds us that even in darkness there is memory. When you turn off the lamp beside your bed, The room fills with shadow, but not emptiness, even then. Tiny photons from distant galaxies continue to fall through your window, soft and ancient, touching your world without sound. Light never truly leaves. It lingers, it transforms. It becomes energy in another form, like thoughts that fade but never truly vanish. Have you ever noticed how light behaves near sleep? When the day begins to dim and your eyes grow heavy, the body's rhythm shifts. Your brain releases melatonin, a signal that night has come, that it's time to rest. Even here, light guides you. Just as it guides stars and galaxies, your body knows the language of light. You are tuned to it, a creature made for sunrise and sunset. Your cells remember it, just as the universe remembers everything through its photons. Now imagine yourself floating again through the darkness. But this time, it's not empty. It's filled with faint glimmers. Streams of golden particles flowing like rivers. You reach out, and they pass through your hands. Gentle, silent, each one containing a piece of cosmic history. You realize that you are surrounded by stories, the stories of every star that has ever shone, each one continuing its journey across infinity, unfazed by time, untouched by distance. The entire sky is a memory made visible. Light also bends time. When it travels near massive objects, black holes, neutron stars, it warps, curves, and slows. It can be trapped in orbit for years, centuries, waiting for the right moment to escape. Sometimes, light circles a black hole multiple times before finding a path outward. When it finally leaves, it carries a trace of that journey, a distortion, a subtle echo of gravity's embrace. That's how astronomers can see black holes indirectly, by the way light dances around them. Like a moth circling an invisible flame, there's something deeply romantic about that. Light may bend, but it never breaks. It travels on, patient and unafraid, through storms of radiation, through collapsing stars, through the cold silence of eternity. Light is the ultimate survivor. It is persistence itself. When all else fades, it remains, softly telling the story of what once was. And you, lying here now, listening, you too are made of that same story. Your body emits its own faint light, biophotons, tiny flashes that occur in every living cell. Even now, as you rest, your body glows softly, so faintly it can't be seen, but it's there. It's as if the memory of starlight still hums inside you, reminding you that you are both matter and message, both receiver and sender. When you close your eyes, you become like the universe before the first dawn, silent, dark, but full of hidden light. And when dreams begin to form, that light flickers again. It tells stories to your sleeping mind. The same way galaxies tell stories through their glow, you drift into that ancient language, one that doesn't need words, only warmth, color, and rhythm. So as you fall deeper now, remember this: every ray of light that touches you tonight has traveled for billions of years to do so. You are the endpoint of countless cosmic journeys, the witness of a universe that remembers everything through illumination. When you sleep, you are wrapped in those memories, bathed in starlight, too faint to see, yet powerful enough to remind you that you are part of something infinite. The same photons that once shone from the first stars now rest softly against your eyelids, inviting you to drift deeper into their glow. Let the light become your lullaby, gentle, timeless, whispering its story through every breath you take. You are surrounded by the universe's memory, and tonight it wants you to rest. Sleep now, in the language of light, and dream in the rhythm of eternity. Have you ever wondered what time really is? Not the ticking of a clock, not the numbers glowing softly on your phone screen, but the real thing, the river that carries you forward, the invisible current that turns every moment into memory. Have you ever felt it slow down when you were lost in awe, or speed up when life blurred past you? What if time isn't what you think it is? What if it bends, stretches, and folds, like soft fabric pressed by unseen hands? Tonight, we drift into the secret rhythm of the universe, into the pulse of time itself, and how gravity, the quiet architect of reality, sculpts that rhythm with infinite patience. So settle deeper now, your breathing gentle and slow. As we explore how the cosmos keeps time, imagine yourself standing at the edge of a great cosmic clock. The stars above you turn like gears, each galaxy a shining dial, each planet a tiny hand sweeping across the face of infinity. You can feel the hum of motion, a pulse that isn't quite sound, but vibration, like the universe breathing around you. And in that breath, there is rhythm, there is time. But time, as we know it, isn't steady. Einstein showed us that 100 years ago, when he looked into the equations of space-time and found that gravity could change the flow of time itself. He discovered that time moves differently depending on where you are, and how fast you move. If you stand on a mountain, time runs slightly faster than it does in the valley below. The difference is microscopic, but it's there, real and measurable. It means that every second isn't quite the same for everyone. The universe keeps many rhythms, not one. Picture a clock floating far above Earth, in the emptiness of orbit, there, free from the pull of gravity. Its seconds stretch a little longer. Meanwhile, clocks on the ground tick ever so slightly slower. The planet's gravity bends time, just enough to make a difference. If we didn't account for this, the GPS in your phone would be wrong by kilometers each day. Time itself curves along with the Earth, like a wave drawn toward its source. Now drift further outward, past the solar system, past the shimmering dust of the Milky Way, toward a darker, heavier place, a black hole. Here, gravity grows wild. It's no longer a gentle pull, but a storm, a force so strong that even light struggles to escape. And near its edge, the event horizon time slows almost to a standstill. If you could watch someone fall toward that abyss, you would see their motion freeze, their seconds stretch into eternity to you. They would never truly cross the line. They'd be suspended forever, on the edge of forever. But from their view, time would feel normal. They'd drift closer and closer, until, in one final instant, they would vanish. It's a paradox, two truths existing at once, both real, both impossible to reconcile. That's the poetry of relativity. It tells us that time isn't a single stream, but a sea of waves, each observer floating in their own current. Have you ever felt that too? That strange elasticity of time, when 1 hour feels endless and another disappears in a heartbeat. Your mind, in its quiet way, mirrors the same cosmic principles. In dreams, you might live through years of story in just a few minutes of sleep. That's not illusion, It's your consciousness moving through time the way light bends through gravity. Fluid, personal, elastic. Now imagine standing near a neutron star, a place of impossible density, where an entire sun's mass is crushed into a sphere no bigger than a city. There, gravity pulls on time like a heavy hand pressing down on fabric. A single second near that surface could equal hours far away. The deeper you stand in gravity's embrace, the slower your world moves. It means that, theoretically, you could stand at the edge of a strong gravitational field, wait a few hours, and return to find centuries gone by elsewhere in that way. Gravity doesn't just bend time, it guards it, hoards it, hides it. The universe itself keeps secrets by simply letting time flow differently in different places. There's a strange comfort in that thought, because it means there's no single tempo to existence. You're not running late or early. You're simply following the rhythm of your own gravity. Every heartbeat, every breath is your personal clock, carrying you through your portion of space-time. Time isn't a countdown, it's a relationship between energy, matter, and meaning. It's as alive as you are. And yet, for all its power, time can still be gentle. It can cradle you, as it does now, as you rest beneath the weight of the stars. The seconds seem to slow. The mind quiets, and you start to feel what physicists call gravitational time dilation, not as math, but as sensation. The heavier your thoughts, the slower the world seems to move. The lighter your heart, the faster it dances. You are the black hole and the beam of light, both. You bend time by simply existing. Did you know that time has no universal now? That every point in the universe experiences the present differently. There is no single cosmic clock that ticks for all. When you look at a distant galaxy, you see it not as it is, but as it was, perhaps billions of years ago. In that sense, the night sky isn't just space, it's memory, a living photograph of what once was. Time, in its grand patience, allows everything to coexist, the past, the present, and the possible future, all folded together, woven into the same luminous fabric. Einstein once said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." It sounds strange, but if you think of the universe as a book, every page already exists. You, reading through it, turn one page after another, experiencing sequence. But the story, the whole of it, has already been written in space-time. That means your life, your memories, your dreams, are all part of the same timeless manuscript. The universe is not creating time, it is remembering it. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine floating above that cosmic book. You can see time not as a line, but as a spiral, coiling endlessly. Each loop a lifetime, each turn a galaxy. You move slowly around it, hearing the faint pulse of creation, a heartbeat that echoes through eternity. This is the pulse of time, steady, patient, endless. It's not rushing, not escaping. It simply is, like a tide that knows no beginning, no end. And maybe that's the lesson time tries to teach us, that we are not running out of it. We are living within it, immersed in it, dancing through it. Time isn't something you lose, it's something you experience. Each moment as sacred as starlight. When you sleep, you step outside of time. Your brain drifts into the slow rhythm of deep waves, where seconds stretch and blur. And in that place, you meet eternity, not in years or numbers, but in calm, in rest, in being. So as you listen now, and the sound of your breathing becomes softer, remember that time is not your enemy. It's your cradle, your companion, your teacher. Gravity may bend it, but you are free within it, floating through its folds, resting in its curves. Each night, as you close your eyes, you fall gently through time, not down, but inward, toward the still center of yourself, the same place where black holes keep their silence, where galaxies hum their ancient music, where the universe itself pauses between beats. And in that stillness, you find peace, because there, time has no hold, no rush, no demand, just infinite softness, infinite calm, and the quiet heartbeat of the cosmos itself. Sleep now in the pulse of time. Let gravity hold you. Let the universe keep its rhythm, and let yourself drift, slowly, peacefully, into the endless moment that never ends. Have you ever wondered if space could sing? What song would it make? Would it hum like a giant violin, its strings stretched between galaxies? Would it whisper, soft and low, like the breath of a sleeping god? Or would it be utterly silent, the kind of silence that humbles the soul, the kind that feels alive even when no sound is there? You've probably heard that space is silent, and it's true in the cold emptiness between stars. There's no air to carry vibration, no medium to move sound from one atom to another. Every scream, every whisper, every note is swallowed instantly by the void. But that isn't the whole story, because though our ears may hear nothing, the universe still vibrates. It moves, it resonates, it hums in a frequency so deep, so ancient, that only the fabric of space-time itself can feel it. Imagine drifting through that vast silence. You're weightless, suspended in a sea of black velvet, but you can feel the tremors all around you, not through hearing, but through awareness. The stars vibrate faintly, the planets sing in radio waves. Even black holes drum their gravity against the walls of the cosmos. Space, it turns out, isn't silent. It's a symphony of motion too large for human ears. Billions of years ago, when the universe was still young, sound waves rippled through it, waves of pressure moving through the hot plasma of its birth. They were enormous, stretching for hundreds of thousands of light years. These waves carved patterns into the early universe, laying the foundation for where galaxies would form. Even now, scientists can see the frozen remnants of those vibrations, etched into the cosmic microwave background. It's as if the first breath of creation left ripples in time. And the universe never forgot the rhythm. Have you ever stood near a large bell, felt the vibration travel through the air, through your bones, even through your heart? That's how the early universe sounded, not to our ears, but to the atoms themselves, the first cosmic music, playing in frequencies too slow to hear, each wave carrying the future within it. The galaxies that now scatter the sky are the echoes of those first notes. But the universe didn't stop there. It kept composing, it kept humming, pulsing. The remnants of dead stars became its metronomes. They spin with mathematical precision, beaming radio waves across space like cosmic lighthouses. Each pulse, a steady beat, tick, tick, so perfect that scientists use them to measure time itself. To an astronomer, a cluster of pulsars is like a choir each voice distinct, each singing across thousands of light years. Their signals weave together in patterns that could almost be mistaken for rhythm, for melody, for song. And then there are black holes, the most silent singers of all. They make no sound in the ordinary sense, and yet, when they collide, they send ripples through space-time gravitational waves, waves that stretch and squeeze reality itself. When these waves pass through Earth, they're smaller than a fraction of a proton, but our instruments can feel them. The universe, singing in pure gravity, the great observatory on Earth, has recorded these faint cosmic notes, each one the echo of a titanic event, two black holes merging, two stars collapsing, the quiet roar of creation itself. Imagine that for a moment. You're not listening with your ears anymore. You're listening with your entire being. You feel the tremor of space-time through your skin, through the marrow of your bones. The entire universe is a single instrument, and you, a string within it. Every movement, every vibration passes through you. You are part of the song. Have you ever noticed how silence has layers? When you first close your eyes at night, you hear nothing. But wait a little longer, and you begin to hear the faintest things, the whisper of your breath, the rhythm of your heart, the gentle creak of the world settling around you. That's what it's like in space. Silence isn't absence, it's potential. A canvas so still that even the smallest vibration becomes symphony. Some scientists believe that if we could translate gravitational waves into sound, the universe would produce a constant, low hum, a background music always playing beneath existence. The notes would be so deep that our ears couldn't detect them, but they would resonate through the body, like the bass of infinity. And perhaps we already feel them in the quiet moments when time slows, when you feel something vast pressing softly at the edge of your awareness, like a sound you can't quite hear, but somehow know is there, in a way. Humans have always been trying to tune themselves to the music of the cosmos. The ancient Greeks spoke of the music of the spheres, believing that planets and stars moved in harmonious ratios, creating an eternal, divine chord. They couldn't hear it, but they felt it, just as you do now, lying here under the same vast sky. The truth is, they weren't wrong. Each planet moves with its own vibration. Each orbit carries a rhythm. Venus whispers, Jupiter hums, Saturn sings in radio frequencies, recorded by spacecraft as soft, eerie melodies, the music of motion, the art of gravity turned into sound. Close your eyes now and imagine floating between worlds. You drift past the rings of Saturn, each icy particle chiming faintly as they collide. You pass by Jupiter, whose storms create deep, electric roars, and then you glide through the sun's magnetic fields, where waves of plasma rise and fall like notes played by light itself. Everywhere you go, the universe sings. It hums through radiation, through magnetism, through the dance of atoms. Even silence, here, is music slowed beyond measure. And maybe that's what makes the cosmos so mysterious. It's not that it lacks sound. It's that it sings in ways we're not yet built to hear. Our senses are tuned to a narrow band, like a single instrument in a symphony too large to perceive. But every so often, in deep thought or deep sleep, you catch a glimpse of it, a feeling of vast connection, of being part of something that vibrates beyond comprehension. That's not imagination, that's resonance, the quiet echo of the stars thrumming softly in your soul. Did you know that even the atoms inside you vibrate with their own frequencies? Every proton, every electron is part of a cosmic orchestra. When you breathe, your atoms move. And in that movement, they create invisible waves of energy, tiny echoes that ripple outward, forever merging with the vibrations of the world. You're not separate from the universe's music. You are the music. You are the harmony between silence and sound, between chaos and order. Now imagine the entire universe as a great sleeping being. Its heartbeat is gravity, its breath is expansion, and its dream is vibration. You float there, resting upon the chest of infinity, feeling its slow, steady pulse, each wave that passes through you a lullaby of creation. Each silence between waves a moment of perfect peace. You are both listener and note, both the quiet and the song. And somewhere beyond galaxies and dust, the music continues. The universe plays on forever. So tonight, as you lie there, listening to the quiet hum of your room, remember that this stillness is sacred. This silence is not empty. It's filled with the faint echoes of everything that ever was, and everything that will be. You are surrounded by the oldest music in existence, and your body knows the rhythm. It always has. Breathe with it now. Slowly, deeply, inhale, and feel the soft vibration of stars in your chest. Exhale, and let your breath join the song. As the universe continues its soundless symphony, and you drift gently, peacefully, into the quiet between the notes. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how long those stars have been burning? They seem eternal, don't they? As if they've always been there, as if they always will be. But the truth is, even stars have lifespans. Even the brightest suns must someday grow cold. Every shimmer above you tonight is a heartbeat in time, and one day each one will stop and drift quietly into the endless dark. Imagine that for a moment. The entire sky you see, millions of glittering points of light, is alive. Every star a furnace of fusion, turning hydrogen into helium, helium into carbon, burning so steadily, so faithfully, that entire worlds depend on them. And yet, that light you see is already a message from the past. Some of it began its journey before life ever touched Earth. Each beam you see is a ghost of what once was, a memory in motion. Now picture yourself standing on a silent plain beneath that sky. There's no wind, no sound, only the steady glow of ancient suns. Each one feels like a soul, breathing, flickering, alive. But if you could wait long enough, millions, billions of years, you'd see them change. The great blue giants would blaze brighter and die faster. The small red stars would fade slower and live longer. The heavens would shift like a slow-motion fire, each spark rising, fading, and then gone. It begins quietly. A star, like our sun, spends most of its life in perfect balance. Outward pressure from its heat holding back the inward pull of gravity. For billions of years, it shines in steady peace, a golden heart in the dark. But eventually, its fuel runs low, its rhythm falters, and gravity begins to win. The star contracts, growing hotter at its core, until it expands outward again in one last, desperate breath. A red giant, vast, swollen, beautiful, and doomed from Earth. If you could see it happen, it would look like a sunrise that never ends. The star would fill half the sky, its light crimson and soft, glowing through thin veils of cosmic dust. It would be magnificent and final. The outer layers would drift away like petals from a dying flower, leaving behind a small, dense core. A white dwarf, no larger than Earth, but so heavy that a single teaspoon of it would weigh tons. That is how most stars end, not in flame, but in quiet collapse, their light fading slowly over trillions of years, until only darkness remains. But not all stars go gently. Some are born massive, too powerful for peace. They burn through their fuel violently in just a few million years. And when they die, they don't fade, they explode, a supernova. The most spectacular death in the universe. So bright it can outshine an entire galaxy for a few moments. A dying star becomes everything: fire, light, and pure creation. It hurls its elements into the cosmos: iron, gold, carbon, oxygen, the very ingredients of life, and from its ashes, new stars will rise. New planets, new dreams. Even in death, a star gives birth. Did you know the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the carbon in your breath, were all forged in the heart of stars? You are, quite literally, made of stardust. Every heartbeat you feel is powered by the memory of a sun. You are the continuation of a billion stellar lifetimes, each cell in you a cosmic echo, a whisper from the stars that once were. Now, imagine drifting close to a dying star, a white dwarf glowing faintly like an ember in the dark. Around it, a ghostly shell of gas expands outward. A nebula, beautiful, colorful, the final sigh of a star. These nebulae float through the galaxy like dream fragments, delicate clouds of pink, violet, and blue, their tendrils illuminated by the soft glow of what remains. They are tombs and nurseries, both, places where endings and beginnings intertwine. In their light, you can almost hear the universe breathing, as if it, too, mourns and remembers further away. The giants fall more violently. Some collapse so completely that even light cannot escape. These become black holes, the sleeping giants of space. Their gravity bends everything, space, time, and meaning, and yet their presence is not absence, it's transformation. The matter that falls into them isn't destroyed, only changed, hidden beyond a horizon we cannot cross. Perhaps that's how the universe dreams, by folding its brightest fires into infinite stillness. But what happens after that, when even the last ember fades? Scientists believe that long after the final stars have burned out, the cosmos will enter an age of darkness and quiet. The black dwarfs, remnants of white dwarfs, cooled to absolute silence, will float through eternal night. No light, no warmth, no sound, only stillness. The great lights that once filled the sky will become memories. Their glow gone, their energy spent, and yet there is beauty in that too, because it means the universe can rest. Think about that for a moment. The same way you drift into sleep after a long day. The cosmos will one day do the same. It will grow still, slow, calm. It will breathe one final time and sigh into slumber. That's not a tragedy, it's a cycle. The stars will have lived their purpose. Their light will have shaped worlds, given birth to life, to wonder, to love. Their stories will be written in the atoms of everything that remains, including you, including me. Even now, the night sky you see is not the true present. It's a time machine, showing you the past. Every star a message from millions of years ago. When you gaze at the stars, You are literally looking through time. You are watching the memories of the universe float gently through the dark. There's something deeply peaceful about that. It means that nothing truly vanishes. The light may fade, but its echo lingers. The universe remembers everything, every spark, every moment, every life. So tonight, as you lie under your own sky, think of the stars as dreamers, each one once burning with purpose, now resting in silence. Each one part of a cycle that continues endlessly: birth, life, death, renewal, all unfolding in cosmic rhythm. The stars sleep, the galaxies drift, and you are part of that great exhale. Your rest tonight is a reflection of the universe's rest. You're aligning with the calm that waits at the edge of time. Close your eyes and picture a single star burning softly in the void. Its light stretches out for billions of miles. It has warmed worlds, nurtured oceans, and then, slowly, it begins to dim, not in pain, but in peace. The star has given all it had to give, and now it glows, faintly, gracefully, fading not into nothing, but into everything, because its light, even as it dies, still travels, still touches, still becomes part of you. The universe, in all its vastness, never wastes a single ray of light. And as the final stars fall asleep, as the galaxies drift into the quiet between forever, you, too, can rest. You are made of the same material, born from the same fire, and destined for the same peace. The night sky above you is your own reflection, an infinite lullaby sung by suns that once were, still echoing in the silence of your heart. So breathe deeply now, let go of the day, let go of the noise. Let the stars guide you inward, toward their same quiet rest. Each inhale a memory of light, each exhale a gentle surrender. You are stardust, you are peace, you are part of the universe as it drifts softly into sleep. And as the cosmic night deepens, so too does your calm, floating endlessly, silently, into the eternal sleep of stars.